Welcome back, Hordelings, to more Divinity, Original Sin. Alright, backtrack out of the town a little bit. We're just searching around to make absolutely sure I've done everything I can do over here. I did notice this guard has another book. I also learned the recipes for these two books. So we can make a trade there. In fact, before I do that, let me read this other book.
What beast could have
Crafting and Cooking with the Maradino, a guide for urban and feral bachelors. Because girls will put ribbons and bows on your clubs and axes, Maradino the all-knowing. Whether you're lost in the metropolis or untrodden wilds, a proper bachelor can craft all he needs to survive an orc ambush or a singles ball. Let's have a look at some of Maradino's classics. A good arrow starts with a shaft. You can make your own arrow shafts out of any tree branch. All it takes is a knife. Then create your own special arrowheads to really surprise the enemy, but we'll leave that for another chapter. If you think a dagger takes you up too close and personal to an ugly enemy's face, try sticking it in the end of a tree branch so you can poke him from a bit of a distance. If you're not the stabbing type, glue two branches together and you've got to staff. Because girls' dishes take ages and come with too many vegetables. Maradino the All-Perceiving's Bachelor Guide to Cooking. Prepare yourself for the most versatile dish around. One that I've dubbed the Sicilian Pie. All you need is a wheel of dough and whatever toppings take your fancy. Flesh, fish, or funny mushrooms. Yours is the choice. Urban bachelors, prepare your pie and slide it in the oven. Feral bachelors, prepare your pie and heat it over low fire. You can't go mess with Sicilian pie, the ultimate bachelor sustenance. The deliciousness smell may attract hungry savage creatures. Maradino cannot be held responsible for the death of pie-baking feral bachelors. Here are some of Maradino's favorites. First off, prepare your dough. All it takes is some flour and water. That is your base ingredient for bread, but it turned into cheese bread dough with cheese. Or Sicilian pie dough with fish, or even pizza with pizza sauce. To make pizza sauce, just smash a fucking tomato. With a hammer for all I care. Ha! The Adventure Fields Guide. The Revelli on Moonstone is pretty tough pizza rock. If the jewelers don't want them, sell them at the local smiths. They can be big, uneven pieces to fortify their clubs and maces, though I've never did get the hang of it myself. And this book is for patty cake. Dough, the happy child of water. Wheat serves as a base for many hearty and filling meal. With a lump of dough in one hand and either apples, cheese, fish, or tomato sauce in the other, supper is a sure delight.
Back again.
Alright, so we want this book. Don't need that armor anymore. There we go. +1 attitude.
Bye.
And now we have a new recipe. I know any old kitchen knife can be carved into a deadly dagger after the right amount of time on any anvil. There's a lot you can do on this game. So, let's see. You can probably cut down trees. It doesn't look like I have a knife.
What beast could have slaughtered these men?
Look. Been seeing a lot of comments off the first 3 videos about the annoyance of the characters talking. Hopefully they do patch that. I was standing in town and I was getting a headache from the constant babbling. Looks like Lug Lug can pick up water barrels now. That's nice. Where is our... Wait, okay. 111 out of 119. Yeah, those are heavy. We'll leave that there for now.
Taken before his time. far before his...
Back again?
Spoon.
Bye.
Might need that to make certain soups and things.
Back again?
Mr. Jonas, one of the subscribers, has been helping out with a lot of helpful tips, so thank you, Jonas. Keep them coming, sir. Identifying equipment sounds good to me, so we'll grab the... Whoa, shit, that's expensive. Maybe we'll come back for that later if I don't find any better names. I know I could probably sell a bunch of this. Of course, maybe not, because I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Filthy beasts! I'll kill the last one of you.
We'll come back for the magnifying glass. At least I am aware of its presence.
Bye.
I don't want to spend half of my earnings on it. Ha! Thought I saw something about a second path near the orc boat. That must be it. Actually, these might sell for some decent amount. I'm assuming mages get their own kick-ass robes eventually. I haven't seen much armor for Ronstock.
Back again.
I have to remember... Whoa, that's not...
Bye.
Need to keep in mind that I can pretty much barter with all these different people. Alright, that's better.
Filthy beasts! I'll kill the last one of you.
Okay, got my shovel. I know I need my shovel. Whoa, no, no! Can't I open that and... Oh, I wish I could open that. Painting of a rooster. There we go. Sell the painting. Hopefully we don't need a painting of a rooster. I'll be buying that back and...
One day, comrade. Vengeance will be ours.
Old Skull Water Staff. I think
One day,
I'm going to hang on to the
Vengeance
rest.
will be ours.
What is this? How many arrows? Is this just one arrow? Stunning arrow. For 99 gold? Okay. Sounds like a plan. How much you want for that? Whoa! Oh no.
Taken before his time. Far
You gotta love the
before
barter
his time.
method. So I'll only be spending 86 gold for the magnifying glass. I'll take it. You found the identifying glass. If your skill in lore master is high enough, you'll be able to identify items. Okay, so I have to use that in accordance with...
Bye.
An orc in love? When this little chump fades, she'll liberate the flesh from our faces.
Ronstock is going to be our lore master. I wish you could open bags when you're bartering.
Kill the last one of you. I like it much better.
So let's kind of stick ingredients in here. Let's sell that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the shells here. We got some hair, some teeth, some horns. I got this rabbit's paw.
Avert your gaze and I'll handle this threat for all our sakes.
Flour.
I like it much better.
9-inch nails.
On the floor. Bringing your little
Some more mushrooms, more mushrooms.
to a hen house.
One day, comrade.
I'm going to need a potion bag. I'm going to need all kinds of bags.
Out of a back page circular. fades, she'll liberate the flesh from our faces.
Stardust herb.
Vengeance will be ours.
I don't know if there's a setting to always show items on the ground. I thought I had subtitles on this whole time.
And then I said to him, I said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold beat an hour, I'll walk out that door. Good on you. These boss men respect confidence, you know. So what did he say? Well, what is it?
Oh, we don't want to do that.
More suited to my nature anyhow. Yes, honest pay, honest pay.
Let's go options, control. Where's alt? I'm gonna use that as my extra mouse button because being left-handed, that's easier for me.
If I don't start earning an extra gold beat an hour, I'll walk out that door. Good on you. These boss men respect confidence, you know. So what did he say? Well, what is it? Day labour is more suited to my nature anyhow. Yes, honest pay.
I'm going to be taking this LP very slowly, trying to uncover every last inch of what I can, backtracking when you guys tell me I've missed something.
I wouldn't let an orc within 500 yards of my love.
So if you're looking for a quick Let's Play, this is not the right place.
Ever heard about the time the captain took the Duchess of Ferrol's carriage for a joyride? Greetings!
Our home, our livelihood, all sunk in a matter of minutes while we could do naught but look on. Tell me about yourselves. Well, we are merchants, it seemed like moments ago. With our ship sunk, we're little more than 3 men with nothing more than to say boo.
How about that burning ship?
That was a right stunning show of magic you pulled, it was. Wish you'd been around when our barge went down in flames.
What happened here?
These blading orcs, they can't keep off the place for the life of them. They came in here slinging fireballs and swinging swords. Wasn't a thing we could do to defend ourselves.
I'm looking for work.
With our ship gone, nothing for it but to get a job. Slim pickings around here, that's for sure. Maybe you can keep an eye out, though. Oh, these guys need work.
Greetings. Bye. Greetings. Bye.
So these guys need a
I wouldn't
job.
let an orc within 500 yards of my loving nature.
Ever heard about the time the captain took the Duchess?
Greetings.
Sailor, what news from the mainland?
Stuck us like dead in the city, are ya?
Skeletons? You know the story.
Tell me about Size Seal.
The city would give me the creeps even without the undead lurking around. Those old ruins and those vicious sea besides. It's a horror story cliche.
That was quite an attack on the harbor, huh?
Who knows if it's even over for sure. Those damn orcs keep sending us their terrible surprises.
How about that burning ship?
The ship's got a soul too, you know. You did a mighty fine thing saving that barge. For those of us that are raised in the crews instead of families, it's akin to saving a fellow man.
Tell me about yourself.
Nothing beats the thrill of the rocky sea. The waves are like the beat of my own heart.
Yes, sir.
What do you know about the undead plague?
One of her stocks, sir.
What a misbegotten little corner of rebellion this city has become. Surrounded by dead flesh strong enough to wield steel and magic. An enemy such as this you cannot kill. You can only hold it off with all your might, and as luck would have it, that's what the locals have long come to realize too. After appalling initial losses, that is.
What can you tell me about the Orcsies?
Of course, an orc by itself isn't so bad. It's when you get him in groups and dangle something the way they want in front of them. That's when the trouble starts. They'll go for semi-amiable routes to starve predators at the drop of a hat.
Nothing new, sir. Ever heard about the time the captain took the Duchess of Ferrol?
Greetings. Bye.
Ever heard about the time the captain took the Duchess of Ferrol's carriage for a joyride?
Knowing him, he drove it straight to the pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the lizard
Is that
councillor's
Bertie
wife.
still a right beaut? Greetings.
Name's Conrad, cargo trader, sea captain, and expert in all things nautical. Folks across Anverdale know to give old Conrad a holler when it comes to rare imports and magical items.
What
do you think of the attack on the harbour? Those orcs must be out to their barbarous minds launching an attack on the city, where great wizards reside. Though even I must admit they put up a hearty effort. I'll tell you, the only time I'd consider waging a suicide campaign like that is if whatever I sought was something worth dying over.
Greetings.
Is that why we never sailed to youthful
Boy,
glory?
this Chevy, there's nothing like the smell of sea air.
Speaking of youthful gore,
Orcs have been giving the Sicilians quite some trouble these days. Personally, I don't think it'd be all bad if the orcs gained a little power in rebellion. Wouldn't it be the worst thing in the world to show the dusty old men who run the place what the matriarchal society can do? There's nothing more fearsome than an orcish queen who's caught whiff of an opportunity. Huh?
Knowing him, he drove it
What do you know
straight
about
to
the undead plague? Frightful to imagine, isn't it? They're just a stone throws away from some corpse that's shuffling about the undergrowth, aching to sink its raw teeth into our warm, succulent flesh. Thank the gods the Legion is here to protect us, and only the pigs have to worry about being eaten. Well, for now at least. What can you tell me about the attacks on the harbor? Many of us nearly lost our own lives in that debacle. It was all hands on deck, and anyone who could wield a pitchfork was armed and ready to hold the line. Tell me about yourself. What is it to you, dry bones? Huh? How about the burning ship I saved, asswipe? That was some fast acting there. Many thanks on behalf of us seamen. I don't want your well, okay. That was quite an attack on the harbor. Yeah, who knows? It's over. Blah, blah, blah.
That loopy legionnaire really thinks that orky
Bye.
Alright, no questicles from those guys.
I wouldn't let an orc within 500 yards of my lovely nature. Is that Bertie still a right beaut?
Yes.
Chesticle! Why is it off? Why does it look like it's off limits?
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the lizard councillor's wife.
We never sailed to youthful gore anymore.
Skeletons, you know the story. Speaking of youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire really thinks that orky charm loves it.
I wouldn't let an orc within 500 yards of my loving nature.
Hearing about the time the captain took the Duchess of Harold's carriage for a joyride.
Oh, knowing him, he drove it straight to the pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the lizard councillor's wife.
Is that why we never sailed to youthful gore anymore?
Speaking of you,
Still a right
loopy legionnaire really thinks that orky
That doesn't seem to be working. Maybe I need the actual
I wouldn't
knife
let
to
an
do
orc
it.
within 500 yards of my loving nature.
Ever heard about the time the captain took the Duchess of Harold's carriage for a joyride?
God, those guys really don't shut up.
He drove it straight to the pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a look. And then I said myself, get the box down there and an extra gold bits an hour.
Already got a shovel. Wait a minute, how much is a shovel worth? I don't know, we can sell it.
Side seal, shivering.
Greetings!
Stand down with that weapon or I'll lodge a formal complaint with the Council of Seven. Guess they don't like it when I have my sword drawn. No hard feelings, just that I much prefer to face a fellow without the threat of losing my head.
Greetings!
I don't know how you did that hocus pocus, but boy am I grateful. Nothing worse than seeing a fine vessel like that disappear beneath the waves. So I just tried something out. I quick saved during the conversation that we're in here, and then I quit out of the game entirely and came back in and quick loaded, and or just did a continue load, and here I am right back in the middle of the conversation that I was in. So in a day and an age when people fuck up all kinds of save systems, Divinity Original Sin comes through with shining colors and lets you save in the middle of a conversation, which you should be able to.
And then I said to him, I said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll walk out that door. Good on you. These boss men respect confidence, you know.
How about that burning ship? Fucking cool, huh?
Day labor's more suited.
I thought the old gal's fate was sealed with the old shaman set his fiery gaze on her sails, but you managed to rescue her from a watery grave. Closest thing to a miracle I've ever seen. Tell me about yourself. What's there to say? Just your average Sicilian trying to make a living. Tell me about Sicile. Ah, Sicile. Would you believe this dyed metropolis was rather recently one of the realm's greatest assets? Our trade routes were the busiest thoroughfares in the land before the undead took to dragging their carcasses across them. What do you know about the undead plague? Sometimes I forget they're even out there, to be honest. Remember, above all, to stay behind the wall, we tell our children. And when you've been heading your own advice for seasons on end, you almost start to forget what the fuss was about in the first place. Better not to, though. They're still out there, the dead, and from the looks of it, they'll always be. Can you tell me about the attacks upon the harbor? Sicile survived from Aru's stuff alone, I'll tell you. The Legion did what they could, but without the wizard's help, we Sicilians would be in the chains or dead by now. Tell me about the Legion. I think some of us natives forgot how grim things were before the Legion stepped in. No fortifications, nothing stopped a deranged zombie from snatching your feet out from under you. All people notice these days is that things have been mostly static for the last 2 years. Can you tell me about the orcs? They came hurtling from the horizon. Their ships were docked in the harbor before our dozing troops could even raise their swords. We're still trying to clear the corpses, theirs and ours, from the beaches. So what's the latest gossip up in this hizzy? Okay, just asked me twice, I guess. I recently passed by the docks, and I could have sworn I saw 2 guards with a female orc, but she showed not the faintest indication of orcish bloodlust. I need to lay off the ergo. What have you heard about Councillor Jake's murder? A terrible crime. Councillor Jake was a Sicilian himself, born and bred. I'm certain his scheming wife, a foreigner, mind you, was involved.
Bye.
Let's turn down voice just a smidge so that it's not overpowering me reading with all these guys blabbing in the background. And I'll turn it back up once we leave town. Now that's just an unnamed citizen that had all that different kind of information.
Greetings. Greetings.
Okay, these are kind of the same.
Bye.
Put your weapon on.
Greetings.
Steady, boys, steady.
I suppose the ones attacking us, brutal as any soldiers are given to be, but it's widely known that Orcish society isn't totally unlike our own. It's a shame these eruptions of violence wedge such mistrust between the races. What have you heard about Chancellor Jake's murder? Have you spoken to Captain Aureus yet? He's in charge of the investigation, and there's no better man for the job. Councillor Jake will be avenged, I'm sure of it. What's the latest gossip? Considering how fat and lazy the Legionnaires have become, I'm surprised I'm looking forward to welcoming reinforcements. I'd put up with 1,000 more of those flatulent cretins if it meant that I could finally clear the trade routes. Tell me about yourself. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were a zombie. Never can be too sure these days.
Bye.
You're a weirdo.
Back again. Bye. Greetings.
Plenty of fish in the sea.
Oh, nothing like the smell of the sea, is there? Tell me about yourself. Oh, you know, life in Sicily isn't always easy, but I'm doing my best. Tell me about Sicily. Sicily has the biggest economy in all the rebellion. Before all these recent troubles, we're all holding out hope that prosperity hasn't fled for good. Heard anything about Jake's murder? Murder indeed, I say. The poor man offed himself after catching that wife of his in the bed with the Duke of Ferro. What about these orky corks? Imagine our terror when we saw their leader, a great green brute with grimy blood-stained pelts across her shoulders, clamber onto our docks during the last attack. Thankfully, our Who was there to send them swimming back to their makers. What's the latest gossip? We've been plagued with these horrific undead for years now. Some say they were summoned here intentionally.
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I got the foulest of the lot.
We've been plagued with these horrific undead for years. Some say they were summoned here intentionally, but I'd say some amateur necromancer let a little experiment get out of hand. You might be right about that. What do you know about the undead plague? I've heard that once so animated, the undead feel all the rage and violence their living counterparts felt during life. Can you imagine living through all that most chaotic feelings all the time?
Bye.
No, I can't. That would suck. That would suck biggity balls.
I can't even smell the sea air over this rot.
Let me see what kind of stuff you have. Ooh, me takey. So far, I haven't run into an issue where I've taken somebody's goods. No, I'm not a lumberjack, but I can get a good strong stick out of any log with my trusty axe whenever I'm in need of one. Some weird geezers have been asking for wood chips on the floor after I chopped up some logs and I just let them. I have no idea what to do with those. You can always check your recipes by going to the map and clicking recipes. Condensing them, map, dialogues. Wow, it's keeping track of all that good stuff. Pablo!
Greeting.
I don't know how you did that hocus pocus, but boy am I grateful. Nothing worse than seeing a fine vessel like that disappear beneath the waves. How about that burning ship? Thought old gal's fate was sealed when that orc shaman set the fiery glaze on her sails. Yep. Okay, he's just kind of repeating the same thing. If all this war left us hanging like a condemned from a tree, this was the greatest city in Revlon. My grandfather made his fortune here. Started as a poor fisherman with nothing but a few trout to his name, and grew his meager trade. Meager? That's a typo. That's meager. Trade, or unless that's how you guys say it over there, into a business employing a fair piece of local population. Of course, the company had to be liquidated as the population shrunk, and now his legacy is no more than a poor little rags he started out with. What about the undead? They kind of suck, huh? They're nightmare incarnates, aren't they? Let the priest explain that to me, how we can all supposedly be God's children in death, when in fact foul magic can bring us back and make us haunt our own kin in endless, mindless deviance. Do you know anything about Counselor Jake's murder? Have you spoken to Captain Arias yet?
Bye.
Okay. Kind of wish the guys just said nothing as opposed to repeating the same thing, because then it makes me feel like I have to dig through the conversation of the text. That's going to go ahead and be my first official complaint here. That and the overzealous amount of talking in town.
30, yes, still alright, beauties?
Secrets of the scroll. Revelion's power are many, and even without the intervention of we enchanters, her magic shines through even the most common objects. Sprinkled with a bit of pixie dust, these objects' natural powers are quite enhanced. A rabbit's paw, for instance, might only be of use to the most superstitious, but given a fine coating of pixie dust, the paw's magical properties spring to life. Held on a thread, rope, or ring, the magic paw will bring great luck to its wearer. But the rabbit paw is only the tip of the magical iceberg. Alright, so I need some pixie dust. I have a rabbit paw. I think that's going to be a real fun part of this game, is finding the different ingredients and kind of coming up with the different things that you can make. Luckily, you don't get weighed down too easily. Let's see, let me use a fish with my fishing pole. Maybe I need a worm or some kind of bait. Beat you with this fishing pole, sir. Okay. I'll stab a bitch with this fishing pole. I have no clue what I'm doing. Maybe they'll teach me about fishing later. For now, I'm clueless. But I will gank your fish pile. Check out this waypoint portal, see how that works. Okay, that's easy enough.
I can't even smell the sea air over this rot.
Greetings.
Note! These gates are to remain closed at all times. Captain orders. Wait a second. Well, I'll be a little Redemsunkel, the source hunter. Sorry for the gruff treatment. I didn't recognize you right away. Please, tell me, how can I aid the investigation? Open the gate, please! Certainly, though it's a shame we can't lend you our swords on your expedition.
Bye.
I just want to have a little look-see. Oh, there's a pocket knife. It can be used for backstabbing. Okay, but I need one for carving wood.
Slimy, reeking, rotting sea garbage.
Bye.
The Sicilians retreated from this battle. But what about the orcs?
Either they've taken to the sea, or set up an encampment in yonder caves. Keep your weapon at the ready.
Some better bracers. Don't worry, I'm going back to town. I'm just doing a little side-trekking to get away from them crazy dialogue. Let's talk to this guy. Well, hello there, and who pray tell might you be?
Most recognize us as source hunters, and who are you?
Oh, let's just say I keep the place in check, tidy up.
Haven't you got a name?
I'm no one important, really. I've learned to appreciate anonymity, and forgive me if I prefer to distance myself from any possible mishaps you adventurers can cause. Quite unpleasant to get involved, authorities knocking on your door in the middle of the night and so on.
It sounds like you've had some bad experiences with adventurers.
Forgive me if I generalize, but some of your lot are as crazy as they come. I once thought you a quaint sort, but over the years I've come to realize that one about in 10 is downright dangerous. Locked up behind bars, paint the key blue and toss it in sea material. Now, I can't help but wonder, are you cut from the same batty cloth? Why, you've come here after all. What's the point of all?
I've come to solve the murder of Councillor Jake.
The mysterious stranger gives you a long look after what feels like a vast eternity nods. Okay. I had a sicky feeling about that guy.
If I see him again, I'm gonna rip his legs off.
I'm wrong.
Yes?
Away with you, sobs! Away! Leave a humble orc to mourn in peace.
What are you doing here?
I don't want to fight. I ain't after no fancy stove. I just want to bury these bodies the traditional way. It's the least I could do for my dear brother Oggy. Oh, he's such a dear lad he was. We wanted to see the world, but we saw next to nothing before we was called to serve the All-Mother in the afterlife.
What are these totems?
In our hometown, we honor the dead by decorating their graves with whatever materials we have. In this case, that's wood. They look rather fetching, don't they? Oggy'd be proud.
What's the traditional way?
In our village, old poor Oggy will never see it again. Tradition goes that a warrior should be buried with his best armor, so he can defend himself in the afterlife. There weren't so many spoils after the battle, but I managed to give old Oggy the best set. A proud send-off for a proud soldier.
A grave with a full set of hand-picked armor, eh? We've got to know its location. I second that. His brother won't be using that armor now that he's gone to the great orc sty in the sky.
You want the location of Oggy's grave? Now what use you have for that, small bones? Keep bothering about it and I may have to call over my friends from up the beach to deal with you.
Corpses with loot? Hand me my shovel.
First one to strike gold buys dinner.
You've spotted something.
He didn't like that.
Liars! Beasts!
Holy shiitake. Holy shiitake! Wow, I'm about to get my first ass whooping, I think. Whoops. Might have to come back on this guy. Oh! Okay, so we're not winning that. That much is certain.
No one messes with Oggy's grave, little man.
Little Luglug at level 2 isn't going to handle that. Anyways, folks, I think that about wraps it up for this episode. I'll pick up what I need to pick up, which I don't think is much. We'll make our way back over to Oggy and see if we can deal with the big dumb orc a different way. Thanks for watching.